You're listening to World of Empowerment Radio, your station for practical spirituality in a changing world. And here are your hosts, Aingeal Rose and Ahonu.
Hi, I am Ahonu, and on behalf of my lovely Aingeal Rose and our World of Empowerment team, we welcome you to this week's podcast. In this episode, we discuss all the stories, the podcasts, the videos, and all the events from October 2024, as well as those coming up fast in November. And coming up fast is Aingeal Rose's birthday. Yes, she is an 1111 baby, and the synchronicities around this master number in our lives has been nothing short of astounding. I wrote about it in my Healing from Grief book series 2, and more about that in a little bit. So don't forget to write and wish her a happy birthday. You can find her on aingealrose.com and all the social media channels by searching for Aingeal Rose. Just be sure of the spelling. It's Aingeal. That's Aingeal, the Irish for angel, Aingeal Rose. It's hard to believe, but every month we produce 4 YouTube videos, 4 podcast episodes, 4 writing meetups, 4 positive starts with Margaret Gallagher, 4 journaling sessions, and online reflections in consciousness session, an online group Akashic Records session, and numerous private Akashic Record readings for clients all over the world. You can find more about those private readings on Aingeal Rose's website at aingealrose.com. But first, happy month of November. We hope you had a happy Diwali, a happy All Saints' Day on November 1st, a wonderfully creative National Authors' Day, World Vegan Day, and all sorts of other attributes that they give to this particular time. Now, Aingeal Rose and I created so much content for you in October that we wanted to take a quick look back at the videos, the podcasts, and the blog posts, as well as take a look ahead at what we have in store for you in November. And first up is Rewriting Your Life, Transforming Negative Beliefs into Positive Realities. This was session number 7 of 8 of the book study that we did on the Book of Manifesting by our own Aingeal Rose, and you can find that on Amazon. You can also get this course free from our World of Empowerment website by simply going to worldofempowerment.com/courses/manifesting. In our previous session, we read about the process of inquiry through questionnaires that helped uncover your motivations, your fears, and the general information about yourself. And in this episode, we took things a step further with a new script practice, a transformative exercise designed to reshape your inner world by rewriting your life script. And we also discussed the power of reinforcing statements and how gratitude can serve as a potent tool for manifesting your desires. You learned how to redefine your reality, create win-win situations, and master the art of deliberate manifestation. We also explored creating new timelines and much more. But this episode was also packed with practical insights and powerful exercises. So remember, for all of the videos that we produce, you'll always find the transcripts in our blog at blog.worldofempowerment.com. And sometimes even the audio version too at podcast.worldofempowerment.com. And that World of Empowerment is all one word, worldofempowerment.com. The second video that we did in October was also the last and final session of Aingeal Rose's enlightening 8-week course on the Book of Manifesting. It was called Manifesting Mastery Through Gratitude, Forgiveness, and Blessings. And in that comprehensive wrap-up, I guided you through advanced manifesting techniques, including creating new timelines to reshape the past and past traumas, and the power of forgiveness and blessings, all to enhance your manifestations. With insights from Aingeal Rose's profound work and step-by-step practical exercises, this episode was a culmination of our journey to self-mastery and spiritual empowerment. So don't miss the chance to transform your reality and manifest your highest potential. So get the course free on the World of Empowerment website at worldofempowerment.com/courses/manifesting. And I will put the link to these various episodes down below. So with this, you are able to learn to rewrite your past, align with positive frequencies, and embrace forgiveness and love for a more empowered life. We encourage you to start at the beginning of the course, of course, indeed start at the beginning of the book, in order to learn about manifesting miracles in your world. The next thing we did was we interviewed the inspiring Annie Jansen in a session called From Trauma to Triumph. In that interview, she shared her transformative journey, revealing how she overcame a challenging childhood marked by trauma and abuse to uncover profound insights about self-perception and energy healing. Annie proposed that we humans are electromagnetic beings and that energy shapes our thoughts and interactions. She also explored various healing modalities such as biofield training, prana healing, and the emotion code, highlighting the importance of releasing emotions held in our body's magnetic fields. Annie also touched on soul realignment, Psych K, and Dr. Bruce Lipton's understanding of the biology of belief. Together in that interview, we discussed themes like the law of attraction, the dangers of authority figures, and the importance of inner work. We discussed the idea of empowerment through self-awareness and overcoming emotional barriers to achieving lasting freedom. Annie also reflected on the hidden agendas in spiritual communities and her commitment to guiding others in understanding their emotions and their triggers. In concluding that interview, Annie Jansen opened up about her personal experiences, sharing her holistic practices, and offered a refreshing perspective on how we can transform trauma into opportunities for growth and enlightenment. This episode was a treasure trove of wisdom for anyone seeking to deepen their spiritual journey and embrace a more empowered life. And you can find more about Annie Jansen from her website at anniejansen.com. She spells it ANNIEJANSEN.com. And you'll find the links below, of course. And you'll get also the links to my book, Healing from Grief. And that entire series that I mentioned during that interview session is also on Amazon and linked in the video description below. The last interview that we did in October was an interview with Tion Lucas called Consciously Creating Reality. Tion Lucas on mastery of the causal, astral and physical. That episode was a great introduction to understanding how powerful we really are and how we can connect with a deeper version of ourselves. Tion talked about moving from ascension, which is the idea of rising above, to embodiment, which is the idea of bringing higher spiritual experiences into our everyday lives. He explained how to let go of things like self-criticism and embrace who we are at our core, beyond all labels and duality. In other words, beyond good versus bad thinking. Tion also challenged our old beliefs about our bodies and relationships, inviting us to see the divine in all areas of our lives. He also introduced the idea of exploring different levels of reality, like the astral and causal planes, And you can think of these as different layers of consciousness. He even shared some simple exercises to help you manifest your desires by connecting with these higher layers of yourself. Tian emphasized the importance of breaking free from the cultural fears and limitations that we've absorbed over time, especially those linked to the astral plane, which is often associated with dreams, imagination, and emotions. And indeed, I asked him about my own fear of the astral plane, which he put me to peace about. This episode was packed with wisdom for anyone looking to expand their consciousness and move towards personal mastery. So please do check out Tian's group. It's called Sedona Multidimensions, and you can see it on Meetup at meetup.com/Sedona Multidimensionals. But you can also find information on his website at yourawakeningresource.com. Another important event that took place recently was we published our granddaughter's book, The Chaos of Heartbreak, poems about life, family, friends, lovers, and being sorry. Now, bearing in mind she's only 18 years of age, let me read the description from Amazon. The Chaos of Heartbreak is not just a book. It is an odyssey through the depths of human experience. Penned during a time of personal struggle and self-discovery, Grace's raw and unfiltered verses offer solace to those navigating their own turbulent waters. Her words serve as a beacon for anyone feeling overwhelmed by life's challenges. At just 18 years old, Grace has already made an indelible mark on the literary world. She began writing these poignant poems at 17 while pursuing her associates in criminal justice. With aspirations to earn a bachelor's in psychology and to become an advocate for mental health and anti-bullying initiatives, Grace's dreams of inspiring others who face similar struggles. Her dedication extends beyond poetry too. She envisions a future where she can counsel youth and individuals who are battling addiction. This book marks just the beginning of her journey as both a writer, illustrator, and of course a counsellor. In her preface, Grace shares an intimate glimpse into her creative process. And we found this really important and helpful. She says, "I poured my heart out into this book when I was struggling with my own identity. Writing helped me release all my pain. I hope this book inspires you to pick up a pencil or a pen during troubled times. No life is worth ending. Pause, write it out." Now we speak a little bit more about the power of journaling in a little bit, so stand by. Grace's poetry invites readers to relive the innocence and joy of youth, to explore the pain and growth that comes from love lost, to acknowledge friendships and celebrate bonds broken and formed, and to understand the weight of guilt and the power of saying sorry. Through her evocative language, Grace encourages readers to confront their deepest feelings head on. Her message is clear. No matter how dark life may seem, writing is a powerful tool for healing. It's available in ebook, paperback, and hardcover on Amazon. And I've placed the Amazon links down below so you can use them to buy or share with your friends or your family. So in the meantime, Aingeal Rose ran her monthly Reflections in Consciousness on the 5th of October. And of course, remember, members get all our Reflections in Consciousness meetups free. All our group Akashic Records meetups are free. All our Positive Start meetups, all our writing groups, all our journaling classes, and numerous courses, just like the manifesting one that I mentioned earlier, all included as a founder member for only $22 a month. And if you'd like to get the replays or take part in future sessions, join us by going to worldofempowerment.com. And remember, all one word, worldofempowerment.com. And Aingeal Rose's next Reflections in Consciousness meetup is Sunday, 2nd of November at 11 a.m. Arizona time. And I'll speak a little bit more about time changes too, so as not to miss those episodes. Our monthly group Akashic Records session was on the 20th of October. These are all fun sessions, let me tell you. These sessions originated from people wanting answers to bigger questions about life, healing, the world, climate change, and more. And because of the increase in energies coming to us now in this great time of change, these sessions are now held monthly on the third Sunday of the month to gain more clarity and understanding of our world. The next group Akashic Records session is the 17th of November 2024, and we also ran 4 weekly sessions of Margaret Gallagher's Positive Start. That's a super happy and fun place for a weekly meetup to get away from the chaos of the world. You can find details on the World of Empowerment website, but let me take a moment to tell you about Positive Start. It was started by Margaret Gallagher and is a profoundly transformative meetup group that not only aims to elevate your personal well-being, but also seeks to create ripple effects of healing and positivity throughout the planet. This group, which she founded early in 2023, harnesses the power of meditation and channels it into a tool for cultivating inner peace, personal growth, and global healing and harmony. If you are on a journey of self-discovery and seeking to alleviate stress, anxiety, and other negative emotions in yourself and others, if you are a compassionate global citizen, if you are eager to contribute to healing our world, then this online meetup will help us all with the skills and knowledge to use this mindfulness as a catalyst for global change. And she writes a series of expertly guided weekly sessions, and you'll be able to connect with your inner self deeply, developing a sense of peace and tranquility that radiates outwards to touch the lives of those around you. And you'll also explore the interconnectedness of all life and how your individual actions can contribute to a collective healing of our planet Earth. The meditations for Positive Start in personal and planetary healing are more than just an online meetup. It's a journey of inner and outer transformation, a pathway to peace, and a call to action for all those who believe in a better, more harmonious world. Whether you're a seasoned meditator or just starting out, these weekly sessions will empower you to embark on a meaningful journey towards personal and planetary healing. And the sessions too are very informal and relaxed and friendly, with all of us sharing stories and ideas as we go along, as well as sending the light of our love out into the world, forming part of a greater network of loving light throughout that helps heal our planet and all of us. Again, join us by going to worldofempowerment.com, and remember, all one word, worldofempowerment.com, and click on events to find all the events that we host during all of these months. I mentioned in the beginning that we do 4 writing sessions a month, simply called We Write Weekly. That sounds simple, but it's also crazy, because since we started this writing group on January 8th this year of 2024, one participant has since published a trilogy called Genesis Seed. His 3-book series is a saga about ancient enlightened beings who sow a seed for enlightenment into early mammals. The seed is activated mistakenly by aliens who periodically visit Earth, conducting scientific experiments on mammals and humans. And you can find that by searching on Amazon for Genesis Seed by M.A. Stewart, Stewart, M.A. Stewart. The title is Genesis Seed, or you'll get it from the links below this video. Another writer, our own Margaret Gallagher, publishes her writing weekly on Substack, and she enthralls us each week with the depth and profound nature of her writing. And you can read her work on Substack at margaretgallagher7, a place of safety.substack.com. That's margaretgallagher7, a place of safety.substack.com. Now you remember I also mentioned journaling earlier. Here's what one of our participants said of one of our weekly sessions. I wanted to take a moment to share my thoughts on the journaling class that Aingeal Rose and Ahonu are offering. Over the years, I've had an inconsistent journaling practice that hasn't done much for me. Decades ago, I read The Artist's Way and would write about my feelings or the thoughts and events on my mind, whatever it took to fill the 3 pages the author suggested. Then, about a decade later, while at a luminous energy body yoga class, the instructor emphasized the importance of journaling feelings and emotions as a way to transfer them from the body to paper. That approach was helpful for a while, but I didn't feel like it helped me grow or progress into new ideas. However, recently I decided to commit to the weekly journaling class on Wednesdays, and I'm so glad I did. I love Aingeal and Ahonu's teaching style. I'm learning a new approach to journaling that resonates with me much more, and I now see journaling as a valuable tool for personal growth. It's a fabulous class, and I encourage everyone to consider joining. Now remember I said it was free for members. It is free for members of the World of Empowerment, just so you know. So we are delighted with that kind of feedback and people publishing their books and all just from our writing classes. So on another note, we participate in a global coherence meditation every Sunday. You can find the information about that on YouTube by searching for Pam Gregory's channel. Again, the link is below, but you'll also find it on YouTube by searching for Pam Gregory. And along with that, R.J. Spina has also begun a world meditation. R.J. Spina healed himself of permanent chest-down paralysis, severe chronic illness, and life-threatening conditions through his own authentic transcendence. He has dedicated his life to the freeing and healing of humanity on all levels. You can find more information about his Unite the World meditation from his website at ascendthefrequencies.com/Unite the World meditation. And Unite the World meditation is separated by hyphens. Unite the World meditation. Also coming up fast are 3 webinars promoting our books on the BooksAreBlessings website at BooksAreBlessings.com. The first is the Book of Manifesting mentioned earlier by our own Aingeal Rose, and we recently completed the full course using it as a workbook on the World of Empowerment website. And that course, as I mentioned before, is free on World of Empowerment. But for extra background and much juju, we invite you to attend the webinar on Friday the 15th of November at 9 a.m. Arizona time. Now, regarding time zones, remember, from the last Sunday in October or the first Sunday in November, daylight savings time ends for many in the Northern Hemisphere. And we are in Arizona, and we don't change our clocks at all, other than the Navajo Nation. Which means all our events remain the same as scheduled. So, depending on where you are in the world, you may have to adjust your schedules accordingly. The second webinar, and we've got 3 of them coming up, the second is all about the 100-book Answers from the Akashic Records series. We've got 13 published so far, and you are invited on Thursday the 21st of November at 9 a.m. Arizona time, and the event details are on the BooksAreBlessings website. The third webinar is for those wishing to heal from grief. It is the Healing from Grief series, and that is my own 3-book series about the loss of my firstborn son. It is shocking, let me tell you, and compelling at the same time. And here is the introduction from Amazon about book 1 in the series called Why Did He Die? Ahonu's baby was found dead in his crib. There was no sound, no struggle. The post-mortem failed to show an adequate cause of death. They just labelled it Sudden Infant Death Syndrome, or SIDS for short. This 3-part series is the desperate story of a father's grief and his struggle with the aftermath of loss and guilt. It reveals the author's truth about death and, ironically, how it revealed his life's purpose to him. Join Ahonu on this epic voyage from the pain and sorrow of a father's grief to the new world of forgiveness and twin flame love. If grief, sadness, suicide, depression, loss or abandonment have touched you, it may help you make sense of life and death and help you find who you are and why you are here. Book 2 in the series is called The Reincarnation of Columbus. And Amazon says about that, Book 2 continues his epic voyage from the pain and sorrow of a father's grief, but in the aftermath of his loss, it reveals his slowly emerging beliefs about death and how it revealed his life's purpose. Grow with Ahonu as he metaphorically sails across the tumultuous waters of sadness and loss to a new world of forgiveness and twin flame love. And Book 3 is my favourite, I have to tell you, because it talks about the meeting of myself and Aingeal Rose, but it also reflects back on the story of my painful journey. But it takes a miraculous turn when I meet my twin flame, Aingeal Rose. This quick read, no-nonsense true story follows Ahonu as he moves through his spiritual awakening, releasing the fear of being alone and healing his core wounds by integrating his soul journey with his twin flame, Aingeal Rose. Now I'd like to read some of the testimonials that come from the Amazon website, and all of them have 5 out of 5 stars. This one is headed, I absolutely love this book. This book series is a real page turner, chapter after chapter of meaningful information and riveting storytelling, combined to make these the only books I have read this year from cover to cover. As someone who also lost a baby, I can identify with the feelings that Ahonu experienced, as well as the spiritual activation and transformation that ensued after the death of his son. What a powerful ride. Thanks, Ahonu, for these great books. Janice Barcelo. The next one is titled, Let These Wonderful Books Help Illuminate Your Life's Journey. These are an inspiring must-read for anyone who has been or is embarking on a voyage of self-discovery. Treat yourself to this seeker's answers to life's perennial meta-philosophical questions. Why are we here? Where are we going? Who am I? Let these wonderful books help illuminate your life's journey. And that was written by Linda Levin, who's a counsellor and a life coach. The next testimonial is titled, A Life-Changing Series of Books. These books truly help you see life through new eyes. You feel the emotions of a father who lost a baby and understand the complexities of some of the deeper meanings of life. And that was written by Dr. Paul Gerhardt. The last one is called Transformational Love. And this testimonial reads, It may sound depressing, but you would be surprised how uplifting a story this really is. Ahonu writes with such depth about the death of his infant son and the healing, transformational love with his spiritual partner that it feels like you're reading a movie script. His account is the very definition of a journey, big life-changing events, and all of those lessons along the way. If you are looking for something thought-provoking and inspiring, or just a good down-to-earth read, this book series, you'll get it all. And that was written by Patrice Eakins. And that webinar is on Sunday the 24th of November at 9 a.m. Arizona time, and you are invited. The event details are on the BooksAreBlessings website at BooksAreBlessings.com. Now I have to mention that BooksAreBlessings.com website may show a placeholder right now as we put these webinars online. So that's it for now. I am Ahonu, and on behalf of Aingeal Rose and the World of Empowerment team, we love you and send you blessings, and bye for now.
You have been listening to Aingeal Rose and Ahonu on World of Empowerment Radio, your station for practical spirituality in a changing world.